Hello nerds, welcome back to an episode of WNN, your source for the music production news. We got some new plugins to talk about today, free plugins, music industry news, whatever. Before we get started, make sure to like button and subscribe if you're new here if you want to stay up to date. In our first story, Eventide is giving away a free distortion plugin that is normally $99. Supposedly it's killer according to this article. Let's see if it really is. I mean, usually Eventide makes pretty good stuff, right? So it is known as the Crush Station, like crustacean. Not sure what the reference is there, but like crustacean. So I get it, Crush Station, but why is it Crush Station? Why are we referencing crustacean? That's what I want to know here. I'm going to give him a little feedback here. I think we could put more crustaceans on this user interface. So it's distortion / overdrive, adding warmth and attitude to your tracks. I don't know if I need my tracks talking back to me more than they already do. They give me a lot of sass, all right? They're all saying it every time now, man. It's not just another distortion plugin. It's your secret weapon for adding warmth and attitude to your tracks in rich stereo. Use it to beef up a weak snare, add grit to vocals, or make your leads impossible to ignore. Comes with over 100 presets. Also has a 3-band EQ, compression, and noise gate. You can also stack octaves. There's also a ribbon control allowing you to morph between 2 different tones. This is a personal pet peeve here. I mean, for me, when I want to hear demos of something, I'd rather just hear it on the website. I don't want to have to click on these like videos and watch like tutorials in order to get it, you know? Not a huge deal. Just, you know, general feedback for anyone that's like a plugin company or something.
Want to know how I turn these weak tracks into this?
I mean, that shit was weak beforehand. I mean, it's still a little, let's be honest, it's still a little weak after, but it is a lot better. It's definitely a lot better. Let's watch one more of these real quick. This one's a little odd. So it says here, Odd Kid Out flips an 808 with Eventide FX plus PS5 controller. Yeah, I don't know. Yep, we're really watching dude play with a controller right now. I think we get the idea there. None of these are really like an amazing demo for this distortion. But you know, hey, if you're not convinced, download it yourself. You can get it for free. If you want it, use the code PIRATE100 at checkout, and there will be a link to it down in the description. In our next story, our good old buddy and pal, AP Mastering, has released a compressor. And apparently it is the easiest to use yet most advanced compressor in the world. Now, I haven't used it yet. It definitely looks advanced. I will say that. And just based on the UI, I mean, I haven't used it yet, but it doesn't look super easy to use. I'm going to be honest here. I might be mixing up my words here. Maybe it's easy to use. It doesn't look easy to understand without reading something. Okay, so it's called Curvature, and it states that it has unique compression curves completely unavailable in other plugins. The world's first compressor to use the Black-Scholes model. From what I understand, the Black-Scholes model is basically like a way to pay for it, and like the price changes constantly, from what I understand, unless I'm misunderstanding this. So I have to tell you how much it costs. I'm gonna be wrong, no matter what I say. Actually, you know what? Here's how much it costs. It's not free. It says incredibly easy to use the main page. You just click stuff. To be fair though, I mean, that's what you do with like every plugin basically. You just click stuff. That's what I do when I make music for the most part. I just click stuff and sometimes I press things. In real life, that is. Advanced page has extreme control over the algorithms. I'm gonna be honest, you're not ready to see that page. You're not ready for that. Maybe at the end of this segment you will be, but not yet. There are themes, fast and intuitive sidechain EQ with external sidechain input, sidechain EQ able to be applied to the main output over sampling option. More algorithms coming soon, including upwards compression, extremely unique, resonant, and weird, creative stuff never seen elsewhere. Wow. I mean, so far it sounds kind of impressive. I'm just not really sure how much it fucking costs. It says 49 euros here. Is it really using this like Black-Scholes thing? 49 seems like a pretty standard price. Okay, anyways, let's dive into this here. This might be a lot to tackle. So this is the main page here. So you basically click an algorithm and try one of the presets. There are 8 different presets per algorithm. You can adjust attack and release times. It shows a shape for each curve. One thing I do like about this is it seems like you can switch between the different options pretty easily here. That seems pretty cool. I like that. Great way to like quickly audition a bunch of compression algorithms. I like that. There's no ratio, threshold, or knee knobs on the main screen. Those aren't necessary to get a decent compressor sound. Just like with an 1176 to hit the threshold harder, simply crank up the input gain. I mean, this doesn't sound like a bad thing on paper, but I could totally see newbies totally like screwing themselves over with this. Obviously, you should be using your ears at the end of the day, but when people aren't really familiar with compression and the way it works, they're not going to know exactly what they're doing. I could see that taking some wrong turns, but I mean, obviously, I'm assuming the ratio and threshold you can find in the more advanced options. I'm not going to go through everything on here because this is kind of a lot to dive into. I think what I'm going to do is just kind of go through what seem to be the main parts of it, and just so people get an idea of what it is. And if you want a more detailed look at it, a link to it will be down in the description, obviously. One thing I'm noticing here is increasing the input gain decreases the output gain in a one-to-one relationship. So there will be no difference in loudness until you start hitting gain reduction. So the overall loudness becomes quieter the more compression you apply. This will make your ears more skeptical, meaning the compression has to be genuinely good for you to prefer it. Okay, I see what he's getting at there. I'm a little skeptical on that. My ears are a little skeptical on that. No, but I get what he's getting after here. I see it. Auto makeup gain on compressors, I feel like they always overdo it. Like it feels like it's, I mean, I'm not always looking at the numbers, but it feels like it's overcompensating probably to make it seem better. I mean, there's definitely a time and place for auto makeup gain for sure with every sort of plugin. Sometimes you want it, sometimes you don't. I haven't gotten completely into this yet. I'm not a big fan of it being fixed this way, but I do understand the reasoning. So you can actually adjust the input gain independently by holding the shift key. This is definitely a type of plugin where you need to read before you start using it because it has a bunch of strange settings built into it that you won't really see in other plugins, which could be a good or bad thing. It's definitely a bad thing though if you're just opening it and messing with it automatically though. Then there's the expert page here, attack release stereo link, Hoppa, Gamma, Lamboa, Theta, feedback ceiling. So there's no demos of it on their page, and there's also no trial. She did actually send me a copy of it. I have not used it yet. I guess I'll just try it on something real quick, just so you guys can hear what it sounds like. I mean, he should really have demos on his page, so I don't have to do this. I'm just kidding. But the thing is, like, you'll get more sales. You know, you'll get a lot more sales. People shouldn't have to watch a video to figure out, like, if they like the sound of it. Maybe I'll just try it on... I feel like drums are probably the easiest. This is why I like doing things live sometimes. Like, I get some live feedback on this. Because right now I'm just like, bro, do I want... What should I try it on? Because compression could be used on basically anything. And for what purpose, too, you know? Almost made the mistake of using a spliced drum loop again. Not today. And not today, sir. I will be using my own drum loop. Okay, here's the stock sound. Okay, here's default first thing when you put it on. So I can definitely hear how it's not compensating. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a big fan of that thus far. I see the vision, but I also see it being a problem for people who are not super familiar with. Okay, now let's cycle through a few different algorithms to see what we like the most. I have a decent amount of gain reduction being applied, but not a crazy amount. I'm just gonna go with pretty fast attack release settings for this. Yeah, it doesn't really make sense for them to be slow to me. It's just gonna not sound good. So if I had to pick a favorite out of these, at least for this particular audio with the settings I had here, probably linear, logarithmic, or analog. Classic sounded all right too. But yeah, I think you guys get the point here. You get the purpose of this. Definitely interesting. Not for everyone for sure. You know, this isn't like a real review or anything. It's kind of just like a first look in my news videos. I see what he's going for here. I haven't really dived into all the features here. I do like the different themes. That is cool. Why doesn't it? Oh, okay. You gotta change it to switch it. Ooh. Never mind, I'm sold. I am absolutely sold. In our last story here, we're going to be talking about Sonible's somewhat new Learn bundle. It came out 1 week ago. I meant to talk about it. Been busy. Sorry. Been busy here. So this is kind of interesting. It's strange. It's strange and interesting. So many of you may know SONIBLE. They release some pretty good plugins. Generally has like some smart features in it where it will do things for you or try to set the parameters in a way that you don't have to put in a lot of work. So this one in particular is called the Learn Bundle. Knowledge is power. Own your mix. All right. So from what I understand here, they're different bundles. Don't even like some of them have some different features and whatnot, but according to them, from one of the YouTube comments I read, they are adjusting it to people's different workflows and skill levels. So I'm assuming this one is like the most entry level in terms of if you're newer to production, this might be good for you. Sorry, I should say newer to mixing. I mean, production too, but mixing in particular, because that's what these are for mixing. So it has their AI technology and signature pro sound with intuitive design helps aspiring producers shape their sound with intention and build real mixing confidence. Well, I mean, they're probably not going to have a lot of confidence with other tools after this, but yes. I already know some people are going to be like, oh, you're fine with this AI? Generative AI is the problem, okay? Generative AI, I don't know how many times I need to say this, but I don't know. For some reason, the pro generative AI people, their brains don't work too well. They can't see that there's nothing wrong with AI. So it has learn EQ, learn comp, learn limit, learn reverb, and learn unmask. Honestly, all this stuff is pretty self-explanatory. I feel like unless you don't know any of it. The whole bundle is $49, normal price $199. I'll be honest, that's kind of a lot for the whole bundle, but $49, that's not bad. I mean, there is an actual benefit to using this over your stock plugins, especially if you don't know what you're doing. So if you're interested in buying this set of plugins, I have a link to it down in the description. It is an affiliate link via Plugin Boutique. Basically, you pay no extra money, but I get a cut of whatever you spend there. I'm not going to go through what it sounds like. It sounds like compression, reverb, limiting, EQ, reverb. You get it. Okay, guys, that is it for this video. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe if you're new here. If you want to support the channel, there are a bunch of ways to do so down in the description. I'll see you guys next time.